It's Transformers96 here. In the video, I'll be talking about some newly shown images that show us a bit more of the Spider-Man, the newest Spider-Man wave of Marvel Legends. So this is a pretty good day for Marvel Legends news. You know, earlier today we did get official images of Wolverine and confirmation on a Juggernaut Build-A-Figure for the X-Men wave, and now it looks like we're getting a few more pieces to the puzzle with the newest Spider-Man wave. I believe it's the fourth wave. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I believe this is the fourth wave of Spider-Man figures, or Spider-Man series. So let's get into it. So first of all, at Toy Fair, they did show you a portion of this wave. They had it displayed with a portion of the Doctor Strange wave, and you know, I was quite underwhelmed with it. I would have to say, out of the X-Men, the Civil War Part 2, and the Doctor Strange waves that were all there, that the Spider-Man one was my least interested in. However, these new images are starting to get me a little bit more interested in it. So first of all, if you don't remember, although I did make a video talking about it, here are just some of the images that came out of Toy Fair. As you can see, they showed 4 or just basic figures, and we did get a couple of the official images of those, but they were a Spider-Man, just I guess like a new classic Spider-Man. Not too interested in that one. It looks like it has less articulation than their previous classic Spider-Man, so unless there's some cool Peter Parker head or anything, that one just does not look interesting, for me personally. Then there's the Miles Morales Spider-Man, which is a popular version of Spider-Man. However, it's just it's a basic repaint, you know, so it's not that interesting to me as well. So although that's a Spider-Man that people do like, it's just another repainted Spider-Man. I've got a million Spider-Mans now, all with, you know, slightly different colors on their costume, so I'm not too interested in that. There's Silk, which I'm open to the idea of Silk. I don't really know who she is. I've really never heard of her, and I believe that her name is Silk. I might even have that wrong, but I'm pretty sure. But that's a character that I'm open to. It might be a cool one, and when I find out about her origins, which I love about Marvel Legends, you know, it introduces me into to some new characters that I just don't know about. But when there's figures made of them, I do look up their origins, and I do get a little bit more history on them, and I get to learn about some new characters, which I do like. So Silk, I'm interested in. The figure-wise, it doesn't look too interesting. It looks like a basic woman's body sculpt. The head sculpt is new, and that could actually work as a really nice custom for a Daredevil Netflix Electro. That head sculpt there, that would work perfect actually. But the head sculpt looks nice, but other than that, it doesn't look anything too special. Hobgoblin is a character that I do like. He's not one of my favorite Spider-Man villains, but he is, you know, I do love Spider-Man villains in general, so even my least favorite Spider-Man villain, I would still be happy to get. Hobgoblin's not my least favorite, but he's certainly not high on the list, but he does look nice. The figure itself looks way too comic-y. He looks like a 90s toy, actually, if you just look at him. When we get him in person, I hope that there's more. I hope he has some more depth to his paint, because his paint looks really flat. It looks like some just basic coloring. There's no shades or nothing in it, which gives it a really old looking look to it. And then he's got that really old style mask, which just reinforces the idea that looks like a really old figure. There, he will come with a second head sculpt, as you can see from the official images, which I'm unfamiliar with. It looks very strange, almost snake-like. I've never seen Hobgoblin look like that before, so if you have any information on why or what that head sculpt is from, you know, what comic series, I would be interested to know. But so I am excited for it purely because he is a villain, but as the figure itself looks, it doesn't look great, although it is a new sculpt, which is nice, and I would assume that they will use that sculpt to do a classic Green Goblin, which will be much more exciting. But the information that is relevant to today that we are seeing is the back images for the back of their in-package packages. So very cool. Again, we see the figures that we've already known about, and we saw at Toy Fair. We have Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Silk, as well as Hobgoblin. Silk, her costume looks all black there, while here there was white on it. So I don't know if that's just the image that the white isn't coming across, or if they did actually decide to change it. Is she something? Does she have to do with? I guess she has like Spider-Man, his logo from his back. It looks like she has it much larger on her front there. That's interesting. But so who knows if the actual figure is going to come with that or not. The hair looks really nice in this promo image. And then we do get a new Spider-Woman. I don't quite know who that is at all, actually. So I really can't comment on her as a character. The figure doesn't look... She looks visually kind of interesting. Looks like she's got a bare shoulder, which is really, strange for a Spider-Man costume. I never have really seen that before, so I'll be interested to see a better shot of her. But what it looks like is she just has the basic woman body sculpt with a wasp head. It doesn't even look like she has a personalized head, and as far as I know, Wasp has never taken on a Spider-Man identity, so I don't know what that's about. Or maybe it's not a wasp head, but man, it really does look like it, so I'm not too excited for that. I'm slightly intrigued. I would like to see more about who the character is, as well as just get a better shot of the figure. And then the one that's most interesting to me is a classic Electro. Very excited for this one. I'm a big villains fan, like I said, and Electro is high on that villains list. So I am very much excited to get a really nice, good-looking classic Electro. The image here has him with an electric blast hand, which seems to just be completely reused from the movie Electro figure. And unfortunately, they didn't change the color. It's still blue, which doesn't make any sense. Electro... His lightning bolts, or his electricity is only blue in the movie, as well as in his Ultimate comic. But the classic looking Electro always shot yellow electricity, so I don't know what that is. Sometimes these back of the packages, there's something different about them to the final product. We've seen that multiple times in the past with, a figure coming with a different hand than he's pictured with on the back or something like that. So this could very well just be a back of the package thing, and he might come with that same hand just painted yellow. Fingers crossed for that, because the blue just... It not only doesn't make sense, but it just doesn't look good. So I will be hoping that they change that. But the head sculpt itself looks really nice. The whole headdress thing looks really good, and it looks like there's some excellent wrinkles in the forehead there and in the eyebrows. He looks quite intense and quite angry, which is awesome. So very excited for that Electro. Overall, I find this wave to be lackluster for me personally. Now, for you guys, you might love all these characters and it might be the best wave ever. But for me personally, I'm not too interested in most of these characters. Electro is the only one I'm really looking forward to. Hobgoblin is nice to get, and then Silk looks somewhat interesting. The others I could basically care less about. Now that might change once I know who the woman to the right is, and once I see a better image of her, maybe I'll be interested in that one. But the two Spider-Man figures for sure, I'm definitely not interested in. So I'll probably get this entire way for the Build-A-Figure, but who knows, if it's a bad Build-A-Figure, maybe I won't. But they always seem to do good Build-A-Figures. Speaking of Build-A-Figures, we still don't know who it is. And usually I can come up with some good guesses. However, with this wave, I'm a little out. I don't quite know what the Build-A-Figure could be. They've done a few Spider-Man waves, so they've taken up some villains that would, come first to your mind. Like Rhino, of course, is the classic large Spider-Man villain, and they've already done him, so it can't be Rhino. They've done Ultimate Green Goblin, and then they've done Absorbing Man. Absorbing Man I don't even consider like a big Spider-Man villain. I think of him more as a Hulk or Thor villain. So possibly they'll do that, where they take another character that has fought Spider-Man in the past but isn't a traditional Spider-Man character. But we'll have to see. My only guesses for characters that could be his Build-A-Figure don't make a lot of sense because they're not super big, like Lizard maybe, with his tail, and maybe they sculpt a really nice big coat and try to give you, features of the character a little bit larger to make him, because, sometimes Lizard is a little bit larger in the comics, so they could do it where he looks big enough that he passes as a Build-A-Figure. Or what I would like to see the most is Dr. Octopus. I think he could be great. He's a bigger... He's a bit of a tubby villain there, so you get a little bit more plastic there anyway. And then, of course, with his 4 mechanical arms on top of him, that's, an extra lot of plastic, so that that could he could definitely qualify as Build-A-Figure size, basically. So my hope is for a classic Dr. Octopus. They'll probably go with some obscure character, or they'll take somebody else's character and just, you know, put him in the Spider-Man wave, because he's had an interaction with Spider-Man somewhat in the past. But only time will tell. This is very exciting, and I am glad to see the rest of the assortment, and I'm especially glad to see that one more of the figures from this assortment is Electro. Very cool. So yeah, so I don't know where these confidential images come from. The last time we saw a Marvel Legends image like this, that had, you know, confidential written going across it, was with the back of the package of the Ant-Man, or not Ant-Man, of the Civil War series, which showed us the assortment, as well as it confirmed the Giant Man Build-A-Figure. So it would be great if we do soon see the bottom of this package and actually get a confirmation on the BAF. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Let me know what you guys are thinking of this wave, and definitely let me know which Build-A-Figures you think could be or which characters you think could be the possible Build-A-Figure. Alright, thanks so much for watching.